very good afternoon, teacher and everyone. Welcome to our last group of the presentation of the story, The Village by the Sea, which we are Group 6. Specifically, today we are going to cover chapter 12 and 13. But before that, I would like to introduce our team members, starting with myself, Na Chung Peng, Ko Chan Sapir, Sao Sapir, Yiminia, and Mom Satira. So here we are at the table of contents, showcasing what we are going to talk about today. First, we have the summary of both chapter 12 and 13, followed by the character analysis as well as the theme analysis, before moving forward with the IRL interpretation, which also stand for in real life interpretation. And last but not least, of course, we have the conclusion to wrap everything up. So without further ado, I would like to give the floor to my next member, Sapir.
Hello everybody, my name is Sophia and today I'm responsible for chapter 12 and chapter 13 summary. First, Harry back to the village by bus and he got Mr. Pavala say goodbye in front of his shop and give him some advice like keeping the money safe. Harry promised to send postcard to stay in touch with Jagu. When he arrived at the village, he called Lila, Bella and Kama but only Lila responded since he was at the front door. The two siblings smiled and looked at each other's face. Lila saw that Harry would come because it was Diwali. Then Lila gave Harry sweet that she prepared for Diwali tomorrow. Lila asked Harry to come inside, but Harry insisted to wash it first, since he already had a long way to come here. When Bella and Kama arrived, they hugged each other, talked, and ate sweet. Harry also brought them the present that Mr. Pavala helped Harry choose what mentor one with gold and silver. Unfortunately, this trigger wasn't happy at all because it looked expensive and had never come to their house before. Harry came up with the idea of watch making here, even though there's not many people use watch, but he made sure that there will be people using more when the factory built. Moreover, he also came up with the idea of buying kitchen and start a farm in their field. And they could sell the egg into the village, also distribute to Mumbai. Harry also asked about his father, but Leela told him not to worry because he already gave up smoking, or gave up drinking, and take care of his mother at the hospital. They also talk about his life in Mumbai and at eating house. Harry want to go to Alibag for visiting his mother tomorrow. That's all for chapter 13. For, for chapter 13, on the Diwali morning, Harry left his sister for the preparation and he caught a bus to Alibag on the way. He met Ramu riding his bicycle about riding his bicycle. He always keep talking about building new factory, even though Harris insists that he don't want to talk about it. When he arrived at the hospital, he saw his father. He felt relieved because he did not look drunken man anymore. His mother stayed in the hospital for 7 months. Since today is Diwali, so Harry asked Dora for his mother to check, and the daughter said yes. His mother looked better now. Lila, Bella, and Karma had everything for the valley decoration. They had basket. They had basket of fiber onto grassy knoll. They stack dry coconut and making pyramid of them. The day after the Diwali was the Hindu New Year. Three sisters busy decorate the house, but Harry had nothing to do, so he go to visit the Sahib up at the house. Coincidentally, the gentleman was the man who spoke at the Black House in Bombay, who Harry sacrificed. He came to the village for studying the bird. He had been studying the nest building, and began call him as a bird watcher. He loved studying birds because he thought that birds have the last creature that have freedom, that he can fly everywhere. So Harry and Birdwatcher keep talking about the government, the government action of building factory, and also about life in there. And the last thing is Harry and his other three sisters go to the big for celebration of Hindu New Year's. They watch the march happily. The march is calf racing and BQ calf fun, and three out of four of them look happily and have a happy ending at the end. And that's all for chapter 12 and 13. And this come to the end of story Village by the Sea 2. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, lecturer, and good afternoon, everyone. So today I will cover about character analysis from chapter 12 to chapter 13 by using the psychoanalytic theory. So there are only two main characters in chapter 12, which are Harry and Lila. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the first character, Harry. Chapter 12, we know that Harry just got home from Bombay, and when he arrived home, he was welcomed by all his sisters, and he got them beautiful clothes and beautiful things that they could never have before, but they wished they could. And then he told his sister about his plan of starting the first poultry farm in Toll. And right after that, Lila mentioned about him, about the messages that she had sent to him that could never reach him. And at that moment, he told her that he wanted to be by himself. And then he mentioned word father, the word that he never wanted to mention at all because he was still mad at his father's drunken behavior before he went to Bombay. And he said that because of the cheerfulness and loudness of his younger sister's voice, that he is sure that his father was not inside, sleeping in his usual drunken daytime sleep. So it shows us that it is that he wanted to ask about his father, but his super ego is that he shouldn't mention about his father because he is still mad at him. And however, his ego is that he end up mention word father anyway because of his sister loud voice, which can show that his it is stronger than his super ego. And the next part is when he heard his sister mention that the Sayyid Ali Sahib is the one who helped them when Harry was away. And at that time, Harry frowned because the name sounded familiar to him, but he couldn't remember who it was. Maybe he heard it in Bombay or the girl had mentioned it earlier, but he was still not sure. So then he said that after he come back from Agribah, he will go and thank him for looking after his sister. And it showed that it is that he was curious who this guy Sayyid Ali Sahib was. But his super ego is that he actually wanted to thank the Sahib for helping his sister during difficult time. But however, his ego is that he didn't ask his sister who Sayyid Ali Sahib was. He go there by himself and thank the Sahib by himself. And that's all. Let's moving on to the next character, Lila. So we learned that in this chapter, Harry has praised his sister that they are wonderful at managing things by themselves when he was gone. At that time, Lila couldn't help but smiling with a little proud smile and believed that she actually managed things by herself. But then she looked down at her feet in the shyness way and said that she couldn't have managed all those things by herself, and she got help from the De Silva, who took their mother to hospital, and the Sayyid Ali Sahib at the bungalow, who helped her by paying her a monthly salary by working for him. And it showed that it is that she actually felt proud when her brother praised her, but her super ego is that she knows that she should tell Harry about those who have actually have her. At last, her ego is that she told him who actually have her, which were the De Silva and the Sahib. So the next part about Layla is when they all go out to the market and when they see other people screaming and heckling to get the fishes from the fishermen. And Layla was not used to being rich. That when her brother told her to get anything she wanted because he have money, she only bought the cheapest thing that she could get, which were the jala and whiskery shrimp that crawled at the bottom of the bag in a pink purple mash, and it reflects that her it is that her brother told her to buy anything she want, and she can actually buy it. But her super ego is that she was not get used to being rich. So her ego is that she end up buying the cheapest fishes that they could get. And that's the end of the character analysis from chapter 12. Let's moving on to character analysis in chapter 13. Chapter, there are four main characters, which are Harry, Ramu, Harry mothers, and Harry father. So the first character is Harry. So as we already know from the previous chapter that Harry will want to visit the Sihab who have a sister. So when he arrived at the Sihab house, he ended up telling the Sihab all about his farming plan and that he wanted to set up a watchmaking shop after the factory has been built. And then the Sihab highly agreed with his idea by saying that he should adapt like the birds. At first, Harry don't understand what he actually meant, but then when Harry asked that he don't understand, the stranger, Mr. Sihab, tell him that but boy, you just tell me about your plan, which is to give up your traditional way of living and learn a new way to suit the new environment that the factory will create at all to survive. So Harry will survive. Harry still couldn't quite understand what the stranger has said, but then he thought of Mr. Panbala, who has told him that the wheel will turn, and it turned and turned. And at that time, Harry come to realize that human and bird, man and bird are actually the same. They have to adapt to new environment to survive, and it shows that it is that he don't understand what the stranger what meant, and his super ego is that he knew exactly what he wanted to do is to open a watchmaking shop or a farm. And his ego is that he finally understand what the stranger meant by connecting his word to Mr. Panvala word and find a connection between man and bird. And that's it. Moving on to the next character is Ramu. We know that Harry is on his way to bring his mother back from the hospital in Nagliba. And on his way, he met Ramu. Then Ramu offered him to take him to Aliba by his old rusty bicycle. Ramu also asked Harry when did he come back from Bombay and is he going to go back or not. To what his surprise, Harry replied that he will stay at Toul and make some money. Ramu then replied to Harry back that they cannot work on their own, and they need to wait for the factory to come up to get a job. And then he added that everything is going to change and it will be different. But Harry interrupted and said that they have to change too to make a difference, meaning that both Ramu and Harry have to change to make a difference. And at that time, there was an awkward silence. But after Harry got off the bike and waved goodbye to Ramu, he looked at Ramu. Ramu was making a thoughtful look because he was thinking of what Harry just have said, which means that it is that he wait for the factory to come to get a job. But his super ego is that Harry has suggested him that he should change in order to make a difference. However, his ego is he at least considering about Harry, but after a moment of silence. So in this case, we can say that it and his super ego is balanced. And now let's talk about Harry mother. We just know that Harry just arrived at Agrabah, and now he's going into the hospital to get his mother home for the Diwali festival. And when his mother saw Harry, she was very happy to see him back. So she asked the nurse if she could go home to her family, which the nurse agreed for her to go. However, when she got out of the hospital, her leg was very weak and she cannot walk properly since she is quite unused to walking, and it got her tremble and nervous. But uh, but Harry and his father was there by her side to help her and accompany her home safe for Diwali festival, which show that it is that she wants to enjoy the festival with her family very much, and her ego is that even though she was weak and she know clearly that she was weak and cannot walk properly, but she still want to go. And her ego is that she come home anyway because she got help from her son and her husband, and which means that it is stronger than her super ego. And now let's moving on to the last character is Harry father. So we know that Harry father, his mother, and him arrived home for Diwali. Everyone was happy and they enjoyed their time together. Then Harry's mother mentioned that she felt wealthy when all her family members beside her. And after a very long silence that everyone sat and listening to the wind as well as watching beautiful beaches, and then their father suddenly coughed and said in his rusty voice that only our dog Pinto is missing, and he pitied the dog by saying that poor Pinto, which made everyone surprised that because he never actually felt sorry for anything before. So it can show us that it is that he never felt sorry about anything before, but his super ego is that he should at least feel responsible because after all the thing he had done, he should have feel sorry for it. And at last, his ego is that he actually feels sorry about Pinto death because he thought that he might be some of the reason why Pinto died. And that shows that his super ego is stronger than his it. And that's the end of my part. So now my other teammate will present about their part.
Everyone, I'm Tirap and I'm responsible for theme analysis. So these are the last chapters of the story The Village by the Sea, and I picked two themes for these chapters. The first theme, which is drawn from chapter 12, is life planning. Harry, as a son in the family, had to work and find ways to earn money to support the whole family, since his brothers didn't work at all besides sitting drunk in his rooms. Harry had an obligation to look after his mom lying ill in bed, and his little sister who had to go to school. Otherwise, the thought of his family led him away to find any works in Bombay. In the city, he worked in a restaurant and a watchmaning shops. He could earn very little from it for 9 months, but he was able to know very clearly about how the work is. Along with the thought of his family and his ambition, he planned to start a poultry farm and open up watchmaning shops. On the other hand, with his money, he wanted everything happen only by the time the factory was built, and after all, he planned to do everything although he knew the risk of starting a business. He was the bravest boy. Another thing which is based in chapter 13 is about freedoms. The terms of freedom is what everyone wishes to have. In the story, words are used frequently in the text to symbolize the freedoms that is impressed by the character who feel as if they are tied to everything they would rather not be. On Diwali Day, after Harry prepared and enjoys the day with his family, he went up to a bird watcher's house. Harry met the man once before in Bombay. There in the house, they talk to each other happily. Suddenly, the man said that bird is the last free creatures on earth. We love birds because of its freedoms. He added that other animals are in zoo, park or safaris, and people work in factories like in prisons. By this, he would mean that he didn't want to do anything and he wants to fly away like birds. Furthermore, this seems to stop Harry from thinking about his future too, but he tried to explain and tell the man what he would do once the factory is built. He might get the bird watchers might get confused between birds and humans. Although birds can fly, both birds and humans have to find food to survive. Moreover, people work or not, is up to you. No one forces you to do so. People have freedoms to live, to work, to go anywhere, to speak out, to be with other peoples, and so on. So, don't think your life is busy. It's your choices and it's the way humanity do to live. Thank you.
So now let's move on to the last part of our presentation, which is the analysis of the connection between society to the study text. In this story, especially at chapter 12, Harry was a countryside boy that went to Bombay to find a job in order to change his life. He was working hard and have a skill of repairing watch that can earn some money to support himself and his families. Just like in our real society, some people, especially the villagers, came to the city to find jobs as what Harry did in the stories. Some people are working in the factories and some are going to work overseas in order to earn and save money for supporting their whole families like Harry did. Moreover, in the stories, as you already know that Harry could earn a lot of money and wanted his family to live in a good standard of living that can support everything that they want. Back to our reality, the workers always keep their money for their family, and when they come back to their village, they buy all the good qualities of goods, especially the food for their family. So now let's move on to the last slide, which is the analysis between the study text to our society in chapter 13. In this chapter, when Harry worked in Bombay, Lila was the only one who looked after the whole family and was working even harder. More than this, Lila went to hospital in order to look after her sick mother. So Harry made a compliment on her hard work when he was not around. As a brother, Harry really loved his sister and always thought that he could make their life become better and better. In our society, women have a hard work and outside in order to earn money. But when they come back home, they still need to taking all those household work and also taking care of the whole family. That man cannot do. Just like everyone says that besides every successful man, there always has a wonderful woman who supports you in every situation. That's all.
Hello again, everyone. So to wrap things up real quick, we have covered the continued chapters of 12 and 13, seeing the story through. Additionally, we have closely looked at the characters such as Harry, Lila, and many more through psychoanalysis and theory. What's more is that we get to look at the theme of how the story portrays. And lastly, we also discover the connection of the story, The Village by the Sea, to reality in which we live in, showcasing similarities between the two worlds as well. And so that is all from us, Group 6. We are grateful for your attention and we are looking forward to receiving your